with another episode of the Spartan Trifecta training program. So it's currently Friday, December 1st, 4:30 in the morning. I just finished up drinking my pre-workout. I just finished up my daily devotional, my daily Bible read, and then my personal development. It took about 40 minutes. So I weighed in this morning at 207.9. I believe last Friday I weighed in at about 211, which is good. That means my calories are pretty much right where I want them to be. Obviously I'll take the average of all this on Sunday and actually see how much weight I really lost. I'm hoping that I lost, like I said, probably about 2 to 3 pounds. So we are in week 4, day 6 of the 12-week training program, training for the Spartan Trifecta, which will be done on January 27th. So if that is something that you guys are interested in seeing, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, follow along for the journey. Today's workout, I got arms. So this is technically I worked out Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this is my 6th day in a row. I'm currently on a 7-day split just because I really want to get into shape. So before I jump into the arm workout and show you guys what that looks like, I'm going to address a question that I've been getting asked a lot this last week. And I think it's because I got back to posting every single morning when I'm up. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, every single day I post what time I wake up. And typically I'm out in my garage gym at about 3:30 in the morning, and I always post a picture saying up before the enemy, whatever time it is, and then clocked in. So a lot of people have been asking, well, who is the enemy and like what exactly does that mean? I've had some people say, like, is the enemy your wife and daughter? Like, why are you getting up so early? That's not the case. And before I even explain who my enemy is, I did not make up before the enemy. That is Jocko Willick. He is the one that came up with that. I just bought into it. But for the longest time, it was hard for me to explain who the enemy was because it was more like I didn't have a visual representation of who my enemy was until last week. So my enemy, my current enemy right now, every single morning, every single day, is this guy right here. This guy, now when you look at him, you guys may not see anything wrong. When I look at him, obviously the first thing you see is the physical. So when I look at his physique, he is the enemy, but it's not about his outer appearance. It's about what this guy represents. So this guy, just to kind of put it in perspective, every time I'm talking about the DBA mindset, this guy right here doesn't have the DBA traits that I'm always talking about. So this guy, when he says he's gonna do something, he doesn't do it. When he says, hey, I'm gonna wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and that alarm clock goes off at 3, this guy pushes snooze. This guy does what he feels like doing. This guy doesn't hold himself accountable. This guy goes through the motions. This guy isn't the best husband, isn't the best father, isn't the best teacher, isn't the best Spartan, isn't the best son, isn't the best, not the best anything. This guy has the average mindset. So you guys might be like, dang, that's kind of harsh. It's obviously a picture of you. Yes, it is a picture of me, but it is not who I truly believe I am. And this is a knockoff version. So now let me show you what the real version of me is. This is the real version. Now, as soon as you see the picture, you might be like, okay, it's just obviously a physique. There's a huge gap, right? There's about a 20-pound gap. But that 20 pounds is not just weight that I'm looking at losing. That 20 pounds is a mindset that I am trying to get back to, chiseling and chipping away at every single day. That guy is a guy that for 12 weeks worked on his discipline, worked on being the best father, worked on being the best husband, worked on being the best Spartan. Every single role, he lived up to his true expectation. See, this guy, when he says he's gonna wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning. When his alarm clock goes off, he wakes up. He doesn't hit snooze He rolls out of bed, he's ready to go. This guy, when he says he's gonna stick to a nutrition plan, sticks to it. When he says he's gonna get his steps, does it. When he says he's gonna do cardio, does it. He follows through on everything he says he's gonna do. He does the opposite of what the average person does. So my enemy is, and it's funny because when I got my body fat tested 2 weeks ago, they said that I was only like 2 pounds away from being ideal. 2 pounds is not, and it's crazy because it's like the standard. Who set that standard? Like, who set the standard that if I'm at 209 with like 14% body fat, that's where I need to be? Because I don't like that standard, because that standard is not the real me. See, my standard that I hold to myself is that I need to be down to like 192 looking like that guy. And the reason being is because that is when I am truly living up to my full potential. That is truly when I'm living with like integrity and I feel I am who I'm supposed to be. The other guy, the 211 guy, that's a knockoff version of me. And some people may be like, well, that's a good version. Well, no, that's not the best version. And I suffer, if I am not living up to my full standards, I suffer from almost like an identity crisis. Like when I'm posting every morning up before the enemy and I'm posting all these workouts and everything, I've built an identity around it. And I've read this in books, that when you identify as like a fit person, a disciplined person, and you say that's who you are, it's very easy to build the habits. And it's true. Because when people start identifying you as that, like, oh, this guy wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning, oh, this guy's not gonna eat that because he's strict on it. That's my identity I built. Once you have that identity, it's very hard to break. I haven't had that identity for like the past 30 days. And it's been messing with me. So when I post up before the enemy, chances are you have your own enemy. And you may have that enemy right now. You may have that enemy looking at you every single day in the mirror. Like you're looking and you know, hey, I am not living up to my full potential in every role I have. Whether, like I said, you be a father, a mother, a husband, a wife, teacher, doctor, whatever your role is. I challenge you to ask yourself, hey, is the world and myself getting the real version of myself, or is it getting a knockoff version? Because I truly, if I'm giving a knockoff version and not living up to my full potential, I am truly not happy, content, fulfilled on the inside. So it wasn't until last week that I actually got a visual, which is good because I'm a visual learner. So when I saw this picture and I took this picture myself and I flipped back in my phone, and this is why you always take pictures. I tell you, always take pictures, track your progress. Even if you're not happy with it. Like today, I'm gonna take a picture as soon as I'm done working out because it's Friday. I'm gonna take a picture every Friday up until the race because my first race is on Saturday. And I'm hoping that when I look back on January 26th and I see November 22nd or 23rd, whenever I took the picture, I'm hoping that the real Bryce shows up for the race, not this knockoff version that has been an intruder in my life for the past 30 days. And you guys might be like, dude, you're kind of over the top and you're kind of bashing yourself. I've said this before, words are very powerful and you can use them to literally change your life depending on how you talk to yourself. Now again, I'm not attacking myself. It sounds like I'm attacking myself when I say, oh, this guy doesn't say what he's gonna do, he's a terrible father, terrible. When I'm saying that, those words are lighting a fire in my true version. Those words are like making me like, hey, man up, stick to your diet, wake up when you say you're gonna do, spend time with your wife, spend time with your daughter, do these things. So I have to talk to myself this way, and I don't care. Now the thing is, you gotta be aware of these words, and you gotta see how they make you feel. It may not work for you. If you're talking bad about yourself and it's not motivating yourself and it's bringing you down, then I wouldn't say that. I would say not to do that. And for instance, if someone else is telling me this, I don't really listen to it. Because if it puts me in a state of mind where like, man, they're right, or like, if it doesn't light a fire, I'm not gonna do it. So I felt like I should address that now that I actually got a visual representation of who the enemy is. And like I said, the enemy goes against the DBA mindset, goes against the mindset that I'm preaching every single day and trying to live by. And this is another thing. Like, I know I'm not perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. But I have a certain standard. I'm not saying I have to be 100% every day. I'm not saying I have to be 100% with every task, every role. That's very hard, and it might even be impossible. But if I know I'm striving to be 100%, If I hit 70% one day, 80% the next day, 75, 65, if I'm hitting these percentages every day and they're better than 50% or like this picture, 0%, then it's a win. I'm not saying you have to go all out 100% every single day. It's not gonna happen. But at the end of the week, if you were to average your overall performance on a scale of 1 to 100, or 0 to 100, if you were to average that scale and give yourself a grade percent-wise in all your areas, in all your roles, whether it be your health, fitness, spiritual, relationship, financial, all those areas, if you were to give yourself an average percent, what would your grade be? Would it be a 20%? Would it be an 80%? Would it be 100%? I could look at that picture and say easily, that guy's like a 60%. And again, if that's your standard, then cool. But I think if you ever had a spot in your life where you've exceeded that standard, then in my eyes, you should raise the standard. And so that 190, that picture that I showed you, that's my new standard. And the reason why, yes, the physique, I'm very, very happy with that physique, and that's what I want to get back to. But mentality-wise, I remember that guy's mindset, like it was just driven. It was just, I was just functioning and I was functioning like I was running on all cylinders in every area of my life. Relationship, financial, spiritual, personal development, health, all of those. And I just felt like I was a better husband, better dad, better teacher, everything. But it's because I truly believe that's the real me. The first picture, that's a knockoff version. So, who's your enemy? Do you have a visual representation of them? I would get a picture, if you're a visual learner like me. Or I would just identify what characteristics make you that enemy that you don't want to be. And then whatever those characteristics are, do the opposite. That's my mind. So now that that is out of the way, let's jump into this arm workout. So like I said, today's gonna be an arm day, so obviously I'm gonna be hitting biceps, triceps. I'm probably gonna take the same rep scheme, same rest period, all that stuff that I've been doing for the past 6 days. So currently my split right now is Sunday legs, Monday shoulders, Tuesday chest, Wednesday back, Thursday legs, Friday arms, and then Saturday I go chest and back. So right now I'm hitting chest and back twice a week because I was looking at that picture of me and my chest has always been lacking. I never had a strong chest, so I really want to hit chest twice a week. And I've always hit it twice a week, but I usually hit chest paired with something. So Tuesday was the first day I did chest solely by itself, and I actually really liked it. I was sore the next day, which has not happened in a long time on a chest day. So I'm hoping that I could maybe put some size on my chest leading up to the race. But I pretty much have just been doing, I think, five or six exercises of each body part each day. So I hit legs twice a week, I hit chest and back twice a week. The only parts I don't hit is my shoulders and my arms. Again, I'm not really too concerned about that. So when it comes to programming, you always want to obviously try to hit wherever you're lacking twice a week. Or it might be your favorite workouts, whatever it may be, that you hit those twice a week. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do dumbbell curls. I'm going to go 12, 10, 10, 8, and then a drop set. And I'm going to superset it with some type of cable tricep extension. I actually just tried this new one that I'll show you guys right now. But those, it's going to be 12, 10, 10, 8, drop set. I'm going to superset everything just to try to obviously make it a quicker workout, but hit my biceps and triceps equally. So that being said, start the timer and let's jump into the workout. So like I said, I'm gonna do a minute rest in between. And this is actually my first time doing this tricep extension. Triceps are a little difficult for me because I always try to find the workout that I feel it the most. And there's something about when you lay down and you push down, I don't know if it's because you can't really use your body, you can't swing, but I feel it in my entire tricep, not just like the long head or the short head. So I just started doing this one, but I like the way it feels. First exercise, so I guess you could say it's a dumbbell curl. Again, with the curls, I like to keep my hand out like this. I try not to twist it. Feels a little bit more difficult. So dumbbell curls with a superset with a tricep extension. And if everybody should have this at their gym if you're working out at the gym. If you're working out in your garage gym and you don't have this, then you can do anything with a dumbbell or even a barbell if you don't have dumbbells. Just do something for a tricep for 12 reps. All right, so I'm on my fourth set, which is gonna be a drop set. So I've increased each one. So I started with 25, did it 12, 30, 40. So now I'm gonna do the 50-pound dumbbells. And for dumbbell curl, I'm gonna do a set of 8. As soon as I'm done with it, I'm gonna set the 50s down. I'm gonna grab the 25s, count for to about 10, and then pick them up, and I'm gonna do as many as I can until failure. As soon as I finish that, then I'm jumping back into the tricep extension. I'm gonna do 8 as many as I can with tricep extension. As soon as I finish that, I'm gonna take out some weight and then just rep out as many as I can. The point of this exercise and the point of this superset is to get all the blood pumping to the bicep and the tricep, since this is my first set of the workout. So that's like my thought process when I go into creating a workout. So when you do these, what I've noticed is you try to keep your elbows as tucked to your sides as possible. The more tucked they are, the more you feel it in your actual tricep. All right, so for superset number 2, I'm gonna keep the same rep scheme, 12, 10, 10, 8 on the bicep exercise and the tricep exercise. For biceps, I'm gonna do dumbbell hammer curls, and then I'm gonna do rope cable extension. So basically you'll see the rope that I use. So this is exercise number 2. I'm gonna keep the same rest period. So in between each superset, you take a minute rest, drink some water, walk around, get your steps in, and then get back to it. So my thought process when it comes to the dumbbell hammer curls, test it out. I'm gonna mention something that I mentioned in all my workout videos, is when you hold the dumbbell, where your hand placement is, you'll feel it in different parts of your bicep. So if you hold it at the top, if you hold it at the bottom, you're gonna feel it different if you hold it in the middle. And if you notice when I do it, I'm not going all the way up. The reason why I don't really go all the way up is I don't know, I feel like when I only lift it to about 90 degrees, I feel it more in like the bottom portion of your bicep. And that's the area that I lack. So I like to do it that way. You can go all the way up, you can go across your body. Again, as you go across your body, if you go straight in front of your body, if you go all the way up, 90 degrees, whatever it is, you're gonna feel it in different parts of your bicep. And wherever you feel it, if you feel it where you're lacking, then I would just keep doing whatever you're doing. So that's the only reason I only go to about 90, is because that's what I'm trying to improve on. When it comes to the tricep rope extension, if you notice, I'm standing pretty close to it. And as I'm doing it, if this is how I'm pushing my arms out like that. So again, when I do this, as opposed to come down by my sides, I feel it in different areas. If I come down by my side, you're gonna feel it more in like the long head of your tricep. When you go out, I feel it more in the short head. My short head isn't as defined as my long head, hence why I do it that way. But if you're opposite and you feel like you're lacking in the long head part of your tricep, then pull it straight down to your side. But that's why I'm personally going like that. So just a point to ponder. All right, so I lied. Actually, on this exercise, I'm doing the 12, 10, 10, 8 drop set. So now I'm gonna grab the 60-pound dumbbells. I'm gonna do as many as I can. I'm gonna set them down, take about 10 seconds, grab the 30-pound dumbbells, because that's the weight I started with, and do as many reps as possible. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with the tricep extension. So I forgot, but here we go. All right, so for my third superset, I'm gonna go barbell curl, 4 sets of 10, superset with, I call it, I'm gonna be laying on a bench, and I'm gonna be doing dumbbell extension. So a dumbbell in each hand, I'm gonna do 4 sets of 10. And again, for this, the rest period is still gonna be a minute. So I'm gonna do 10 reps, and then a minute rest in between. So this is the third superset. So fourth exercise, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do reverse barbell curl. I'm gonna do 4 sets of 10, and then I'm gonna superset that with single arm, I call it rope extension. So instead of doing 2 hands with the rope, I'm gonna do 1 hand with the rope, and I'm gonna come across my body. And as I come across my body, I'm really gonna try and focus on the squeeze at the bottom. And this is, again, I feel it in the long head. So when you do these, you can switch it up. Let me show you. So as you do these, you could either do it, I like to basically line up with the cable. So now I'm in a perfect track. I grab it at the bottom of the rope. Okay, so now as you do it, I try to keep the wrist and everything completely straight. And the reason why is because I feel it more in my triceps. So you keep your arm completely straight. See how my wrist is bending a little bit at the bottom? If you can keep it like this the entire time, I feel that your long head tricep is engaged the entire time. It's kind of hard to do it with that weight. But as I'm doing it, I'm going to try and keep it straight across. Now, if you wanted to, you could face the machine and come down this way. Again, you're going to feel it a little bit in a different part of the tricep. I just like doing it sideways, but sometimes I'll switch it. If it's 4 sets of 10, I might do 2 sets facing this way and then 2 sets facing this way. And I mean, also depending on if you're leaning down, you'll feel it a little bit different. If you're leaning down, you'll feel it a little different. So if you have 4 sets, mess around with it. See how it feels and see where you feel it the most. Whatever way you do it, if you feel it the most in the part where you're lacking, then I would do that. But again, this is how I'm gonna position myself because this is where I'm lacking. So fourth exercise, 4 sets of 10, reverse barbell curl, superset with single arm rope extension. All right, so I'm on my last set. So when you do these, if you notice, as I do them, also, I'm not curling all the way up here. I usually just bring it to about 90. I feel it more in the forearm, especially this muscle. And then, like I said, the front part of the bicep. So I'm just gonna do 4 sets of 10, or I'm sorry, this is my last set of 10, and then I'm gonna do my last set of 10 on the extension. Oh, and as for your hand placement, the closer you are, I feel it more on the outside. The farther I am, I feel it in a different spot. So it kind of depends, again, on your hand placement of the bar. So now we're jumping into the 5th exercise. 5th exercise is basically my endurance portion of the muscle. So at the end of each workout, I try to do something that is in the rep range of 15. So this one I'm gonna do 3 sets of 15. 3 sets of 15 with a cable extension or a cable press down, I'm sorry. I'm gonna use a bar for this one, and then I'm gonna immediately go into curls on the cable. So for this, I'm shooting for 15, but this machine, if it's too light, like meaning I can't put on enough weight to actually feel something, then I'll just go for a burnout. But this one, if I use both cables simultaneously, it's harder than just using one cable. So what I may actually end up doing, actually what I am gonna do, I'm gonna do the handles, because when I use both of them, it's harder. So I'll do cable extension, 2 handles, and then lower it, and then do cable curls, as many reps as I can. I'm gonna start with 40, and we'll see how it goes. So this is the last set, or last exercise, 3 sets of 15, superset. All right, so that is a wrap for the arm day workout. However, I'm not done. Since it is Friday, I'm not running today, but I do have to do cardio. So right now, or this week, what I did is I ran on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So on Monday and Wednesday, at the end of my workouts, I basically did like a 12-minute, I called it a finisher, AMRAP. So today, I'm gonna do another AMRAP because as soon as I'm done with that, I'm just gonna walk on the treadmill probably about for 45 minutes, an hour, depending on what time I'm at. But that's what I did Monday and Wednesday. So I would do like a finisher, and then after that I would just walk at an incline for about 45 minutes to an hour. And I did that Monday, Wednesday. I'm gonna do that today. As I get closer to the actual Spartan race, I'll probably start adding in another run on Wednesdays. But as of right now, I'm not running on the treadmill or outside Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But on those days, I'm doing some type of AMRAP, METCON, added with walking at an incline. So today's AMRAP, or what I'm gonna do is instead, I'm gonna do 3 rounds. I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm gonna do a 400-meter run on the treadmill, and I'm gonna do a 500-meter row, and then I'm gonna do 2 minutes of double unders. Yeah, 2 minutes of double unders. Sounded good. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if I could do, I don't think I could do 2 minutes of double unders straight. So what I'm basically gonna do is I'll set a timer and I'll just start doing double unders. And if I like stop, then I gotta start doing double unders again. I don't think it's gonna be unbroken. If it is, that's pretty cool. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. But basically 2 minutes of double unders, that's 1 round. I'm gonna do 3 rounds of that. So 400-meter run, 500-meter row, 2 minutes of double unders, and then back through. I'm gonna do 3 rounds as fast as I can. The goal for this is to try to keep it zone 2. I don't wanna gas out and burn myself out. I kinda wanna keep a good pace that I'm able to move through it fluidly without dying. That's the goal. So we'll see how this goes. So we're gonna do this as a 12-minute, I'm gonna call it a METCON. I don't know if that's how it works, but we're gonna call it that. So let's get it started. Alright, that METCON, I definitely bit off more than I could chew. So 2 minutes of double unders
got me too far into like zone 3, possibly even zone 4. So what I ended up doing is I was able to do like a minute of double unders. So I switched it to that. So I made an adjustment on the fly. My goal now, as I progress, to build up the endurance and the stamina to do 2 minutes of double unders. One, I got winded. Well, I got winded, and then actually my arms started fatiguing and my calves started fatiguing from doing that. So I ended up only doing a minute of double unders, 400 meter run, 400 meter row, and I did it 3 rounds. So that will probably be my Friday finisher. And like I said, Monday has a minute finisher, Wednesday has a finisher, Friday has a finisher. So that about wraps up the arm workout and the METCON. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my progress pics and then I'll wrap this video up as I head to work. But there's another workout that you guys can use, that I'm using right now for my 12-week training program to complete the Spartan Trifecta. So I'll catch up with you guys on my way to work. So it is actually the next day. I totally forgot to record yesterday and I didn't realize that until today when I just wrapped up my Saturday morning workout. So I'm gonna recap yesterday's video, which is the same video, but all in all, like I said, the main purpose of it, the video was to talk to you guys about what it actually means when I say up before the enemy. Everybody has their enemy. Sometimes your biggest enemy is yourself and your thoughts and that average mindset. And again, like I was talking about, that guy that I showed you that had that physique had a certain mindset. That guy justifies everything. He comes up with excuses. He comes up with reasons. If I don't feel like doing something, he says it's okay and he like eggs me on, and that leads to unhappiness. And that is the biggest thing that I want you guys to take away from having an enemy as the person, that voice inside your head. When that voice tells me, don't stick to my goals, go back to bed, hit snooze, you don't need to do cardio, you don't need to stick to your meal plan, you don't need to, all these little things add up, and what they actually lead to is unhappiness. So if you can embrace the suck, because all those things that I just said, not sleeping in, sticking to a diet, doing your cardio, doing your workouts, hitting all of those, it's a sucky part that you have to get through. But once you get through it, it leads to happiness. So that's why I referred to that guy as the enemy, because he's literally preventing me from being happy. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I hope you guys can actually like kind of take what I said and apply it. Maybe you can figure out who your enemy is and what certain thoughts come into your mind that are actually that enemy. So anyways, I just finished a very long session, 4.5 miles, 4.5 mile run, straight into a chest and back workout, straight into a 4.5 mile run. It's 8 o'clock. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go inside and eat this. But if you watch this video this far, I appreciate you. Make sure you like it. If you know someone that has an enemy that they are struggling with, share this video with them, and then comment below if you guys have any videos that you guys want me to post during the next, I think 8 weeks I said, leading up to my Spartan Trifecta, because I'm gonna document everything. So if that is something that interests you, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and then obviously follow my Instagram, because I post every single day and you will see this enemy that I am talking about. But last thing before I wrap this up, my progress pic that I took, wasn't super happy with it, but I understand that. I'm probably not gonna start liking the way I look once I get down to 200. So like I said, I'm about 200, I weighed in today at 207.7. So I'm almost 8 pounds away from where I think I will start liking the way I look. And then once it's that, I know that switch is gonna be flipped and I'm gonna be super locked in, because once you start seeing results, that's when it all becomes a lot easier to, you know, stick to your diet, stick to your cardio, and stick to your goals. So anyways, I'm gonna go inside because I'm starving, but I appreciate you guys, and you guys already know the motto. Stay happy, stay healthy, and above all, don't be average. Now go get up before the enemy.